Hello again. Thought of a word today, which I probably covered before, but I'll say a few words on it again because I think it's really important. Virtue. Wow, now there's a loaded word, isn't it? What's this guy going to do now? Start preaching about how to be virtuous or something like that? Well, darn it, if I could say I was, that would be a good start, but I'm not going to. No, I think it's important because if you look at what the word means, I'm just looking at any random dictionary. This is thefreedictionary.com. Definition A, moral excellence and righteousness, goodness. I mean, don't we like good people? And if we go to, oops, my battery's getting low here, just hopefully it holds out. If we go to moral, what's moral? Same dictionary. Of or concerned with judgment of right and wrong, of human action and character. Well, there's a few key words in there, I would say. Action and character. Well, action is what we really judge on, isn't it? I mean, anybody who calls himself a judge is not going to judge on something somebody didn't do, right? It's all about what you did. And that's what defines, that's the molder of what we see as character out there, I would say, is actions. And right and wrong, I mean, there's people who are going to say, well, there's no such thing as right and wrong. Okay, we'll just change the words then. Constructive, destructive. I mean, if, somebody takes the time to build a house for somebody, and it's all nice and tidy, that's a good action in a way, right? If they build it for somebody, you could say, or it's a constructive action. Somebody comes along and completely destroys it for no apparent reason. We say that's a bad action because it's destructive. And so many things in our lives are the same way. Our behaviors, if they end up pushing us in the mess, going where we don't want to go, down into the lower quality of life, that what we could say is a bad action. And those things that help to bring us up, to build us up, to live life on a higher level and grow in some way, we could say those are good. So it's just a judgment, right? Judgment is like a decision. You get to a crossroads in life. Do I go this way or this way? Well, at a certain point, we have to make a judgment. And those judgments, of course, are made by reasoning and evidence. And the reasoning and evidence is going to lead towards whether something is good or whether something is better than the other. One has more goodness than the other, is more virtuous, right? It's more good, it's moral, it's more moral. So that's just a couple of points I thought I'd point out. I hope I'll be able to come up with some other ideas on virtue, because it seems to be kind of like the nub of what we're going for in a lot of ways, if we unpackage that word and really have a look at it. Because I think even if you look deep enough, I'm pretty sure, although not completely certain on this, we have words like verify, in the Latin words, in Spanish, for example, truth is verdad. So I suspect that the ver part in there has to do with truth as well, because the more true we are, the more honest we are. In fact, there used to be a term that would be used for somebody who's very so-called faithful to their partner. We'd say that they're true to their partner, like they're honest, they're being what they intended to be, which is like more goodness towards that partner, right? That's like a virtue. And it's one of these words that, of course, gets flung around in all kinds of different contexts as well, in terms of religion and what have you. But I'm talking about just the key main definition, which is this moral uprightness, goodness sort of thing. A standard to which anybody who's reasonably decent wants to move towards, and sees as noble in others, you might say. There's a wonderful quote that I believe it was Stefan Molyneux said, although I don't know if he was the first one to say it, but it goes along the lines of something like this: love is the involuntary response to virtue. you know. And we've all felt that when we find somebody who's really good in their heart, we cannot help but love them on some level. Like you want to connect in some way and show that, you know, in some way, especially if they're somebody that's close to us. If they are virtuous, if they have a good heart, and they are morally upright, they make the best decisions they can with their best intention in mind and so on. We can't help but have a lot of respect, which we could call love in a way, for that individual. So, just a few words on virtue. Hope it was valuable, and I might touch on this again at some point. My name is Steve. Sign off for now. Talk to you later.